Hey, what's up guys? It's time for another Season 4 character wishlist video. Today we're going to do Chun-Li. Joining with me is Mir. How's it going, man?
Hey, man.
So yeah, we're getting really close to Season 4 now. And I don't think we're going to have time to get through every character, but I think Chun-Li is worth mentioning. She's another character that's kind of like way at the top at the beginning. And then she's just sort of not like where she used to be. But I'm going to admit it, and when I saw her notes for Arcade Edition, I thought she was back. But now, I don't know where she is. I don't think she's super weak. What do you think, Mir? She's super weak? I think she's okay.
No, she's okay. I mean, we went from probably the best character in the game in Season 1 to one of the worst in Season 2 because she got nerfed really hard.
But she never won a major.
And then...
Sorry. Someone was going to say
Please.
it. Someone was going to say it. I don't know.
But then, I mean, they gave her something back and, you know, some nice buffs. And she's in a weird spot because I don't think, like, her kit is bad.
Yeah.
She has really nice tools.
Yeah.
But she's got big holes in this toolkit, I would say. And we'll go over that in a second. But...
Oh, yeah. Really soon here. Okay, so let's rewind. In Season 1, she was really strong because, well, one, her V-trigger was really good. In a world of V-triggers that weren't really good in the first place, you know? And plus it was 2 bars, and it lasted quite some time, right? And
it lasted like 45 seconds.
it was pretty long, man. It was pretty long. And then her standing leg kick anti-air. Don't forget about that, Bear. Very, very strong anti-air, considering it was so fast and it had quite the vertical angle to it, the hitbox.
Yeah.
Her crouching light punch was a 3-framer back then as well. Her standing hard punch was very abusable, really helped her with her movement speed and her neutral game. And instant air legs was very abusable, and we were surprised that actually made it through beta, because that was discovered during the beta stages, and people were like, there's no way this is going to go through. There's no way, and it did. And then they nerfed it.
Well, especially because it was +1 on block. Like, it wasn't so much the combo you'd get out of it, but the fact that you could just do it for pressure and, you know, avoid throws and lows.
It just didn't really follow the rules, though, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's height restriction on everything, and don't get me wrong, there's height restriction on that. But it's just like a move that you don't think would have made it through. Like, there's no TK dive kick with Cammy, for example. You know, obviously they don't want that. But it's just weird that Chun-Li. You know, there's a lot of rules that Chun-Li breaks actually. The light medium rule as well. You know, she's pretty unique. Despite seeing the alpha footage of her and all those missing moves, but we're getting off the topic here. So. Let's talk about some of the key Chun-Li nerfs that we've had over the seasons. One, of course, was instant air legs. They made it so you couldn't even combo after it, I think, in Season 2. And it was...
Well, first of all, they made it -2 on block, which was, like, the biggest change, of course.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it just wasn't as rewarding to land. Like, not rewarding at all,
right.
That means.
And that really helped with their pressure, by the way. Like, the instant air legs was used to bait throws, right? It was just another. It was something that was like so abused, but she didn't need it. Like her neutral was actually really good back then, compared to a lot of the characters. But
yeah, and it was mostly for sticking power and pressure, right? Because of course you can do it off of jump forward and just be in their face, and being +1, of course, that helped a lot when you have a 3-framer, right? So
okay, so her. Are you saying something, Mir?
Oh, no, sorry. I was just waiting for you to...
Oh, I thought your mic was cutting out. Okay, anyways. Yeah, and the crouching light punch not being a 3-framer, but she still has crouching light kick as a 3-framer. Still has decent range. But the standing light kick, of course, was nerfed with, like, you know, it was a universal nerf with the other light punch anti-airs, you know. So, and that actually left a huge hole. That's what you were talking about at the beginning here. One of the key things she's missing now is her anti-air issues.
Yeah, like, because the way she works and the way she was originally designed was that you have back hard kick to defend against jump ins over your head, like cross-ups and stuff, right? Because it's very vertical and it's decently fast. Then you have standing hard kick for people that are jumping from really far away, because it, you know, it's this big sweeping kick that's kind of slow. But it's something that you can use, you know, in neutral as well. So it's got multiple uses. And then when, you know, an opponent jumps at you at the normal angle, since you don't have special moves and tiers, you have to use standing light kick.
Yeah.
But then they nerfed standing light kicks because they didn't like the idea of light anti-airs. And now you cannot anti-air people anymore. So, like the thing is, back hard kick works if they press a button because it catches their extended hurt box. But if they empty jump you, which is what you should do, they can just land and blow you up.
Hey man, don't tell that secret. What's going on?
Like, it's a big problem because like it just forces Chun-Li players to either dash under, which is what a lot of are doing, but that's not really a guaranteed punish, right? It's just like you just put in a situation that maybe it's in your advantage, maybe. Right. Or you just eat the jump in, like you just block it, and then you're forced to guess because you're of course at minus frames.
Hey, that's what Vega does, and he's doing fine.
Is he now?
Go ahead.
But yeah, no, like so definitely that's the bigger issues. And then of course to go along with the anti-air nerfs, they were like, we don't like throw loops either or being too close after throws. So let's just have throws reset to a full screen.
Yeah, they really nerfed her forward throw. I couldn't believe it when I first tested it. You literally throw them across the screen. It's insane. Man, if she was a zoner, she'd be super happy about it. Yeah. And that standing hard punch, man. Standing hard punch was so abused. I remember Ricky was abusing that during the first Capcom Cup, I think. And just standing hard punch for days.
Oh, I mean, standing hard punch definitely deserved the nerf. God. I mean, we just don't want characters to just be spamming the same move all the time. That's what we don't like. So Chun-Li definitely deserved it, but with the hole in the anti-airs, I mean, her neutral kind of like fell apart. Yeah,
for sure. It's like because the thing is like Capcom was just nerfing things, but they don't like compensate for anything else. There's a lot of that in a lot of characters where they'll just nerf something and don't give them something back in return. It's very very strange. Yeah. So hopefully they look at that when they they do any nerfs next season. Okay, let's get to it. The actual wish list for the character. I mean, Chun-Li, you only have to buff up a certain amount of things with that character to make her strong, right? Because like right now, like I said, I don't think she's super weak right now. She's probably somewhere in the middle area, right? MLV is doing pretty good with her, but I mean, she's obviously not high tier, that's for sure, right? And we have some really good Chun-Li players, but not enough. We want more. So, especially with all these costumes coming out, man, you gotta make it worth your while, right? So obviously the biggest thing that would help her is give her more reliable anti-airs or fix her anti-air in some way. There's a couple ways to do this, okay? This will definitely help her neutral out a lot. So one thing they could do is speed up back hard kick slightly. Back hard kick right now, I think it starts up in 8.
Yes.
So maybe make it 7 frames. And that would, 7 frames seems to be the key, startup frames for a heavy anti-air across a lot of characters. And maybe
you can make it so that 7 frames only for the anti-air hitbox. We suggested in other videos.
I mean, she uses it sometimes as a meaty, but it's like she's so far away, the opponent's not even scared of a throw anyways. But that's
even if she threw you, then it'd be full screen.
Yeah, the opponent would be thanking them. Like thanks Chun-Li. That's what I do when Ryu throws me. And also make her back hard kick a little bit wider. The hitbox, just like you said, Miri, if the opponent empty jumps on you, you're donezo. Another thing you could do is possibly make it so that her command normal, the back or forward medium punch, the one where she goes forward like that, maybe give that an anti-air hitbox. I was always thinking about that.
Yeah, it almost looks like an anti-air of sorts.
Maybe that would help her, then she has to choose between back hard kick and that for just jumps that are coming right head on, rather than over her head. So that would help. Or you can speed up standing hard kick, which would be a little dangerous. Standing hard kick right now starts up in 12 frames. You could maybe lower it down to maybe 10, but that still only covers a very specific anti-air spot,
Yeah, it's just that it's really hard to use it on reaction, to jumps.
Yeah.
In 12 frames. And especially at that range, right? It's more one of those anti-airs that you use to both, to cover both the ground and the air at that range, right? Like if someone's moving in or trying to jump and then you catch them out of the air. But yeah, it's not something you can use reactively. So speeding it up would help with that for sure.
Yep. Okay. And then another key thing is that it's just that one thing about Chun-Li that makes her not really meta is that yeah, she has got good neutral buttons. It's just they don't really convert into anything. That's the big problem with the character. That's where V-Trigger 2 kind of came in to help her with one of her weaknesses. There's characters that where if they hit you once, you know, like a Birdie or a Kain or, you know, Ibuki, some character with it, they'll poke you once and it'll lead into a lot of things, you know, a lot of scary things. And Chun-Li seems to be, you know, like she was abusing her staying hard punch, but like she's just getting damage off of it. It's not like she's knocking you down or something, right? And so it just feels like there's something in the mid-range of her that's just not that dangerous or doesn't convert into much. And like I said, you can only play neutral for so long before someone finally lands that jump in on her. So one idea I had is maybe making it so once again her forward or back medium punch, make it +6 on hit rather than +4. And what that do is that kind of make her like Mika, where when Mika tags you with a standing medium punch, she can link it into an EX Peach. Whereas with Chun-Li, if she lands a counter hit forward medium punch, she can link it into her EX legs, but make it just a normal forward or back medium punch into EX legs. I don't think that would make it too crazy. She's still got to spend meter, but at least she'll get a knockdown now. And what would that, if it was +8 on hit, can she link anything else, Mir? That'd be too crazy.
+8 on counter hit? Yeah, you can probably link a sweep. I don't even know if she's in range for that.
A sweep. I still don't think that'd be that crazy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too problematic, I don't think. Especially when you can, you know, tech sweeps like the knockdown, so probably wouldn't be a big momentum shift either. Just additional damage. Like you just want some more reward from your pulse, right? Because you have, yeah, like we said, you have forward back medium punch, which you know has this counter hit property, but then standing medium kick is just a poke.
Yeah.
Crouching medium kick, luckily enough, cancels into legs, so that's nice. Or you know the fireball.
Yeah.
But like everything else, unless you get a crush counter somewhere, you don't get anything. So a little bit extra damage would definitely help the neutral.
Yeah.
Sure.
And she's a charge character. She has to give up that charge most of the time, unless doing the back medium punch, you know. But most of the time you're advancing forward with it to get that counter hit. Maybe with her neutral game, help her throw a little bit, because we've been talking about that a bunch. Maybe make her just a little bit closer to throw. I understand that Chun-Li has fast walk speed. We don't want an Ibuki situation. But make it just a little bit closer. It's too far. It's just too far.
Yeah, the throw is +15, I think, on quick rise. So even if you dash in, you're 0. Right now, if you dash in, you're nowhere close to the opponent anyway. So.
Right. Like maybe they're scared of like her be able to do like a meaty forward hard kick or something. Like I don't know what it was. Why they nerfed it so bad like that.
I don't know, but like it doesn't help at all, because she's not a true zoner. Like she cannot keep you out with fireballs like, you know, Guile or whatever. So she's kind of like one of these characters that plays neutral, and she's got good neutral, but eventually you want to go in to like kind of like push a mix up and get some damage.
Yeah.
And just landing a throw is like the most unrewarding thing that you can do. It just, I don't know, 120 damage and then you're back.
What do you think about better throw range? Her throw range seems to be pretty low.
Oh yeah, that would help. Like she's got good movement speed, but the throw range is total garbage. It's the worst in the game, I'm pretty sure, alongside with Gao. And
Dude,
I don't know, like there's other characters with good movement speed that have better throw range, you know, like Uma or Kami. So I don't see the problem here.
Yeah.
Especially when it resets you so far away.
Right. Okay. So that's pretty much it for all the neutral stuff we want. We were thinking too, like, about this a little bit, but it'd make her really strong. If they want Chun-Li to be high tier next season, one thing they can really do with her is make her forward hard kick airborne, like airborne faster. Because then it would be a throw bait. It would really help in neutral. It's already a crush counter, but then it would make her abuse this if you did that. That's the thing.
I mean, and Chun-Li players already, especially MOV, are very trigger happy. Let me put it like this.
Trigger happy? What does that mean?
But like the problem, I guess, with 4 hard kick right now is that it's supposed to go over lows, but it really doesn't, and it kind of keeps it in check. Because otherwise it would become kind of like, you know, Guile's Sobat kick, except a little bit slower, but with a crush counter on it.
Yeah.
So it'd be extremely dangerous. You know, on one side, for consistency's sake, you'd want it to go over lows, but at the same time, it'd be dangerous. So I don't know if a good idea. Who knows?
And finally, the one other thing that I think Chun-Li is kind of lacking a little bit is her V-Trigger 2. I don't see it used too much. I know there are players that are using V-Trigger 2 for Chun-Li, but it seems like most of the time they're using V-Trigger 1. I feel like V-Trigger 2 could be buffed just slightly, just to give it some, more preference on your matchups. I'm not saying anything crazy. Like right now, it's a 3-bar V-Trigger, and the initial activation on the Kikosho, or is it Kikoken? I don't know which one. Yeah, either one. Is +2 on block on the activation, but it's -2 afterwards. And you get 3 activations. Maybe make them all +2. Would that be too much pressure, me? Would that be too crazy?
I mean, I don't think so. Like, you cannot convert off of her overhead in V-Trigger 2, so like, you can kind of like sit there and guess with the guard break, if anything. So I think that'd be fine, honestly. Like, especially if you don't go after the rest of the pressure, right? Like if the throw still resets you full screen and having a +2 V trigger all the time, I don't think that'd be that dangerous.
Another thing they could do is they can make it a 2-bar V trigger with V trigger 1, but then they would have to limit the activations down to like 2, but still keep that +2 on block. That's key. That's key.
Yeah.
So
like, the V trigger 2 is meant for rewarding you with damage from your pokes and like giving you a little bit more staking power. I feel with all the whole you can charge it up and get a guard crash.
Yeah.
So yeah, just make it +2 probably makes more sense.
Okay. Anything else with Chun-Li, man? I think that's pretty much it. Like it sounded like we had a lot to ask for, but like I said, she's okay. Like just have to give her something. That anti-air alone will really help her.
Yeah, no, like we said, she has solid tools. Like, neutral is strong, except the fact that she's got this one big hole that is, if someone jumps you at the normal angle, then you cannot do anything.
Right,
so,
yeah.
Like, just fixing these issues would help so much, right? It would just go a long ways to make the character much more viable and competitive in a competitive scenario.
Okay, well, guys, let us know in the comments below what you guys think of Chun-Li so far in Season 3. Does she need more buffs, or is she in a good spot right now? Let us know. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. And, of course, like the video. It really helps out. And Mir, once again, thanks for joining me with this. And we'll get some more wishlist videos out for you guys before Season 4 starts. So, till then, guys, take care.